Hello tribe, welcome back to the channel. Let's see what is up with you next week and a half. And before we start, I'm going to pull for you guys a little charm for each pile. I know for some of you it's easier to pick from. Pile number 1, we have this turtle. That may be something that you've noticed recently, something that you thought of. 2, we have a moon. And number 3. Oh, it looks like a little deer if I am right. Here are your options. So today we're choosing from the Super Lunaris deck, the new edition, and I will see you in timestamps. Hey pile 1 people, let's see what is up with you, whoever has chosen this turtle here. We have the 4 of Cups to start with. Let me get the older version of this Super Lunaris deck since all of the cards are in the deck. Let's get to it. Let's see what is up with you. And we're going to be using charms here today in this reading. For a long time I watched people use charms and I was like, I don't think it's my thing. And I only bought them to put it on piles for you because I know for some of you it's easier to choose from. And then on Patreon I found myself using it even in the reading and I had a lot of fun. So we're gonna do that today as well. Probably I won't get bored with this for a while. Let's get to it. Pile number 1. What is up next week and a half? 3 of Swords, 6 of Pens, the King of Pens. Let's move it slightly. And let's move it up a little bit so we can fit one more line of cards. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Empress. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Star. We have the 4 of Swords. Okay. Let's get the charms and let's see. For the 3 of Swords we have the little snowman. For the 6 of Pentacles we have the bottle and 2 glasses. Look at this balance from both sides. For the King of Pentacles we have the music. For the Knight of Swords we have the bells. For the Empress we have the butterfly. For the 5 of Swords we have the hearts. For the Ace of Cups we have this beautiful pendulum. It looks like there is a star from the sea in it. This reminds me of the ocean every time I see this. For the star we have the sun. And for the 4 of Swords we have the apple. Okay, let's get to it. Pile 1, next week and a half. Your main focus is how to be emotionally balanced. Emotional intelligence is big here. If some of you had disappointments in the past couple of weeks, the next week is a time for healing. The next week is rejuvenation time. The next week is important to pay attention to your emotions. Don't brush them off. Your emotions will be trying to tell you something. And it feels like it is a truth. I don't feel like someone is exaggerating here. I feel like someone needs to look at the heart. And your heart will be correct. If you had an issue with someone, an argument, a discussion, it was heated maybe, or you will have, it is a really good time for reflection to see what fights you want to choose, you want to pick. This is not a time for you to get involved in any drama. gossip, all of that jazz. I would say next week avoid it because it seems like you're a little bit more sensitive than maybe in the last week. And for some of you, it could be purely hormones. For others of you, maybe you're just feeling overwhelmed. It seems that when it comes to decisions next week, it would be a good decision for you not to rush into them. We have the Four of Cups and we have the turtle here, meaning that you are not rushing to grab that cup. What is being offered, you're going to think about it, you're going to sleep on it. The Empress and the Butterfly is telling me that there is something changing within your looks next week. Some of you may want to do a bit more self-care, change your hair, do your lashes, lips, whatever that would be for you. The outfits, it seems like you are looking slightly different. You're upgrading your looks, even if it's as simple as dyeing your lashes, okay? What matters here, though, is that you feel good about it. Now, the Six of Pentacles and Ace of Cups below, I feel like you may expect a celebration. I feel like someone may be given money or given an opportunity to celebrate. Someone may help you out with that. It could be as simple as company says, hey, we're gonna pay for the whole staff party that happens in Spain, for example, or we're going to pay for something that you thought you may have to pay yourself. Maybe you get in a bonus. This could be a thing too. I do think that this is more so relating to your personal life, that you are getting something that is somehow connected to celebration or get together. Maybe some of you are receiving a gift, flowers, some help with one particular thing that you are organizing or you know you're going to be a part of. King of Pentacles, music, the star, the sun. Music to my ears. It seems that there is a person next week who's influential. Most likely it's going to be a male. This individual is very good with money. This is someone who either has built a business or build themselves up over time, build a good, really good career. This is a family person too. For some of you, they may have a family or just, their archetype is the father. And this individual seems to be influential when it comes to your dreams or goals. I also feel that this individual would benefit you when it comes to visibility, if that's something you're seeking for. If you want to be visible, if you need a little bit of a push or a bit of a help or advice, this individual will be available. This also may be someone who's online, say you're scrolling through social media and there are really good seminars or courses on how to gain more visibility or how to get closer to your goals and dreams. You may be buying a seminar or course from this person, or this person somehow links you to someone that you are in need of. Knight of Swords, the bells, Four of Swords, and the apple. You are very good in terms of temptations next week. So say if some of you were resisting putting sugar in your body and you wear a sweet tooth, next week is a really great week for you. You are really disciplined in terms of that. If you had a temptation to go and meet someone and you know that it is not a right choice for you, but the temptation was really high the past couple of months, next week you're pretty calm about it. You go, no. I know this is the wrong thing for me. It's not healthy for me. It's not good for me. I'm not doing this. I will make my decision maybe tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you go, I still don't want to do that because I know it's not the right thing for me. So you're very disciplined in that aspect. Knight of Swords and the bells. Just heard an AC/DC song in my head. Next week, you will be receiving signs through music, or you may even hear a whisper or an advice in your head. Right around the time when you are on the move, or right around the time when you're focused on actions that are beneficial to your goals and dreams. But this feels like a push to me, feels like a nudge to me. keep on going. You are on the right path. Keep on walking this path. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Let's see what is important. Next week we're gonna have, what else do we have here? We have the hearts. Again, we have a couple of hearts here. 1, 2, 3. Pay attention to your hearts, or if someone you know in your family, maybe an older person, they keep refusing to, I don't know, drink vitamins or go to a doctor, you know, like those stubborn old people. Nudge them, go with them if you can, because it seems like someone is not either paying attention to their physical heart, or they are not paying attention to the emotions that are sitting there, and it needs to be looked at. What else? Turtle, another turtle. You're taking it easy next week. I feel like you may feel that you need a bit of a break. Maybe some of you are taking a long weekend, or you're just taking some time off of work, or you are deciding one day, you know what, after work, I'm just gonna cook for myself and I'll go straight to bed. I'm not going to watch too many movies. This is my resting time. Quality rest time next week is big. It is important. What else we got here? We have another butterfly. See, there is transformation when it comes to your looks, but also when it comes to your finances, it seems like here. Let's dive into this a little bit more. You're gonna be getting clarity in terms of your finances. If you are like, I keep gaining money, but I can't keep it, I wonder what's my issue, next week you're going to figure out what it is. Or if you're like, hey, how can I get more money with the money that I have right now, next week you may find your answers. Yeah, clarity on top of clarity here in terms of your material world. If some of you are looking to buy property, to move to a new location, new house, right? You are going to be shown the way next week we're gonna have. It's not to say that you're sitting back and doing nothing, but you're gonna be pretty clear which choice to make. Let me tap into the shoe. I'm hearing with this, you walked a long way. And we're talking about your career and your money. You already went a long way. Soon enough, you can expect positive changes. I hope this made sense, pal number 1. If you need more content, find me on Patreon, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, pal 2 people. Let's see what is up with you all. 4 of Wands as a main card with the moon. Let's place it right here in the sky. Let's continue. We're going to be pulling from another super lunaris deck, since we have a full deck here, and let's get to it. What is up with you all next week? We're gonna have the Queen of Swords, another 4 of Wands, nice. We have the 6 of Cups, quite a nostalgic pile here. The Death card, the 9 of Wands at the bottom, the 7 of Pence, the Knight of Cups, the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Oh, there are a lot of people in the picture here. Bottom of the deck we have the Sun. Wouldn't be surprised that more charms with the Sun came out in your reading. Let's push it upwards a little bit and let's get more charms. As I said in pile number 1, I was watching people use charms for a long time, and I was like, I'm glad for them, but I don't think it's my thing. And I only bought them to put it on piles for you. And when I was doing Patreon readings, I had so much freaking fun. So we're gonna pull a charm for each of these cards. Let's go. Queen of Swords. We have a turtle. The 4 of Wands. We have Trumpet. 6 of Pence. Sorry, 6 of Cups. We have another turtle. Death. We have the Octopus. The Nine of Wands, we have the seashell. This is a beautiful one. The Seven of Pence, we have the bells. The Knight of Cups, we have the sun. Here it is coming through. We also have this beautiful pendulum that reminds me of a sea star. And we also have a shoe. Yeah, this knight is so fast that he lost the shoe. Okay, let's get to it. Pile 2. What we have here. Next week we're gonna have a main focus, it seems like, is either two things. One, home environment, and the second could be marriage or engagement. Okay, depending where you are in life. For a lot of you, when it comes to home, it feels like you are quite nostalgic. I wouldn't be surprised if you live somewhere abroad, or if you move to a new apartment. Overall, wherever you consider your home, where you are born, you may be missing it next week. You may be planning a trip to meet someone from back home. Someone may be coming towards you. Overall, reunions are big next week and a half. Family energy is big here, but also don't be surprised if someone from the past will come back. Liking your post, liking your picture, calling you up, texting you, checking in. Some of you may say, I don't want anyone from my past, but hey, the cards are showing me what they're showing, right? There is an opportunity for that. It doesn't mean that for all of you it will happen. Now, the second part of this reading, I feel like someone is planning some sort of celebration that's somehow connected to wedding or engagement here. There may be an engagement taking place in your circle. It doesn't necessarily have to be you who's getting engaged, but since this is showing up here, it means that this is someone who's close to you, or this is impactful in some way. Next week, it's important to focus on your home. Basically, what I'm getting with this, my home is where my heart is. And if you don't feel like home right now, wherever you're at, the cards are suggesting to you to make a space that feels like home. I don't know, bring something back from your home. I don't know, a vase that reminds you of home, or decorate it in some way so that it reminds you of home. But the feeling is the most important thing. I'm seeing a connection to a grandma. I know this is random here, but someone's grandma is coming through. Either the spirit or the higher self saying, hey, passing by, I miss you. So you may want to call your grandpa, your grandma, whoever is still alive, and just check in with them. I feel like they would be over the moon, especially if you haven't talked to them for a while. Maybe you are busy, or whatever the case. Next week, your strength lies in thinking before talking. You are being patient in terms of talk when you talk, and I feel like this is your strength. You also may show up, appear to people as a little bit mysterious, and you really are charming in moments for someone, not for everyone, because someone has an eye on you next week. For someone, when you're just observing, and whenever you talk, you say something important, so the whole room listens to you. And it feels like if you do have a meeting next week, especially if you need to lead it, you're gonna have a really awesome meeting. You may expect compliments. The way you orchestrate everything, the way you organize everything, what you talk about, what references you use, you are great. Let's look a little bit further. What else we got here? Listen, if you'll need help next week and a half, because you are close to burnout, please reach out to someone. Don't close yourself in a shell. Now I'm looking at the Nine of Wands and the shell here. If you need a helping hand in the workplace, in a domestic situation, please ask for help, because help will be available. And there's no need to burn yourself out. I feel like there's an announcement that's taking place next week too, but I'm not being shown exactly what this is about. It may be a reason why, it may be a surprise. So I'll keep it at a down low here. I will not dive into this too much. Someone sees you as a sunshine next week. It feels like you are the light leading the way. This could be a platonic or romantic situation. I would say if someone is dealing with an individual who, they're not there to stay, right? Maybe they intrigue you, maybe you have a crush on them, but in your heart that this person probably won't stay and you would want them to. I would say don't break your own heart. Especially, I'm talking to those who want a serious relationship. If you just want to have fun, go and have fun, but make sure you're not attaching yourself too much, because then it will lead to a broken heart. I do see an individual who's really charming and passionate, okay? This may be two different people though. One is a little bit more mature. The other person, it feels like they're all over the place. So maybe they are a player. Maybe this is someone who really doesn't want to settle. They just want to explore. They're basically exploring life and what world has to offer. This other individual, though, they're a little bit more reserved, but they're also super freaking charming, and they're great in bed. So I don't know which one you're dealing with here, but there is romance in the cards if you decide to go for this. Next week, I would say it's a great week if you feel like, hey, you know what, I am single and I don't have anyone, but I would like to explore a connection. It's a good time to go on dates and have fun and flirt. When it comes to choices, it's completely up to you who you're going to choose to see the next time. I will not dive into that too much. Let's see what else is important. What other highlights next week we're gonna have? The dream state. Yeah, look, we have this cat with pretty massive eyes here. We have the star, we have the moon. Pay attention to your dreams. I feel like your subconscious will be pretty loud in your dream state next week. Analyze them. See what emotions come through. We have a snowflake and we have a key. I feel like something has opened up, almost I'm seeing like a portal, already winter time for you. And if your winter is different to mine, because I'm referring to my winter, something has opened up more or less 4 to 6 months ago. And why I'm seeing a portal, there is an availability for you to unlock the doors that you were waiting for to unlock for a while now. What are those doors connecting to? What are those doors connecting to? To some sort of long-lasting abundance. Long-lasting abundance. So maybe you're already experiencing this, changes in your workplace, in your career, in your finances. If not yet, you will be seeing that next week and a half, pile 2. I hope this made sense. If you need more content, find me on Patreon, and thanks for passing by. Until the next time. Hello, pile 3. Let's check in. Let's see what is up with you. The 5 of Pentacles. Let's put it right here in the corner and let's get more cards. I have a new deck, an older edition of the same deck. And we have all cards in this deck, so let's continue with the Supernaturis. Wait one sec, there was one card mixed up in here, it shouldn't be. By the way, since this happened, some of you may be coming from pile number 2, or you will be headed there. Only go there if you felt a need to. Let's see what we got. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the 4 of Wands, Death. We have the 6 of Cups. Let's push it up a little bit so we can squeeze in the cards below. We have the Hierophant. We have the 7 of Swords. We have the Fool. We have the devil. Oh, nice. The death and the devil here. The Queen of Swords, let's speak at the bottom of the deck. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Now, I'm going to be pulling, as I said, in pile number 1 and 2. I bought these charms just to put on piles for you because some people have difficulty choosing. And I had some fun on Patreon yesterday. And I started pulling a charm for each card. And I freaking loved reading this way. So that's what we're going to do here today. We have a snowman. I know it may be funny for you looking at the 9 of Wands energy and the snowman, but we'll get to it. We have the fairy on the moon. Death card, we have the flamingos. Seems like there's a big rebirth happening here. Look at this. If I'll be able to show it to you from a close-up. One is bigger and the other one is small, it seems like. This is the past version and that's the newer version emerging. For the 6 of Cups, we have music. For the Hierophant, we have one more fairy, so this is pretty synchronistic for you. Haven't pulled two fairies in any piles yet. 7 of Swords is clarified by these 2 candy canes. Okay. The Fool is clarified with this pretty shell. You're coming out of it, that's for sure. The Devil is clarified by, I keep forgetting the name of this bug. Can you please remind me in the comment section and I'll place it right here. And the Queen of Swords is clarified by the Moon. Okay. Part 3. Next week is pretty strong. Let me start with this because next week you have a choice. And it's a pretty important time for you, energetically speaking, because there is a portal of the energy. Either you want to cross, you want to pass it, or you want to stay. What I'm talking about here exactly is the habits or certain patterns that you know were harmful to you. Next week, you're able to cross to the other side, metaphorically speaking, and to make new choices and to reprogram yourself or to change those unhealthy habits, destructive habits for something completely brand new. Others of you may want to stay in the same place and you're going to get an opportunity. The cycle will come back around. You're going to get an opportunity to do that one more time, of course, but it seems like the time is really beneficial next week for you. The energy is beneficial for you next week. How beneficial? It will be a little bit easier for you to transition from one place to another. If anyone has any addictions, if anyone has any habits that you know you need to scratch, please look into them next week, because you have a big opportunity to transform on almost like a cellular level. And I am not pushing this. I'm not exaggerating this. This feels super intense. If some of you were having difficulties with finances and you knew that you are the problem, you're not looking for a better job, you are too scared, you are, say you're not taking any courses and you know those courses would open more opportunities, or you're spending way too much than you're making, or you don't have a budget, next week is a time to get serious about it. Okay, so again, we're talking habits. Let's see what else. Next week, what you're reviewing your vows, your promises to yourself, as well as the promises you made to other people. This is pretty important, especially when it comes to you. What have you promised to yourself that you will do, you will complete, you will start doing, but you haven't just yet? Again, next week is a really good time for commitments. I am serious about this. I stuck with this. And because this will lead you to 10 of Pentacles energy. Some of you are a little bit too afraid to let go of what you know of. And this may be why you're holding on to certain behaviors. But really, there is nothing to be afraid of here. The moment you cross through that door is when you'll realize that, shit, I missed out on so many colors. Celebrations indoors, I'm also seeing. You may be meeting your friends, family members, or a lover if you have one, and spending time outdoors. It is a really good time next week to go out and about and do some things you haven't done for a while. For example, I don't know, go and picking herbs in the forest because the herbs are on peak right now, or flowers because they bloomed. Because you were not able to do that for a while. The season didn't come right before. Now is a good time to do that. It's a good time to explore. It's not the week for you to close yourself on a shell and just be there. This is the week when you're coming out. You're literally roaring like a lion and saying, hey, I am here. I am here. If there are any words unspoken that you need to say, next week is a really good time for that too. You will be listened to, and whatever you got to say, for example, your needs were not met, or you were maybe too shy to talk about something, it's gonna be super beneficial to talk about some things that were in the shadows, or you kept within yourself, or you didn't want to share with people before. It feels that you are ready to talk about situations. It feels that you're coming out of shell, you want to explore, you want renewal, and it is available to you. Watch out for people who appear very sweet and promise you the gold and butterflies and unicorns, especially if your intuition is kind of whispering to you saying, I don't know about that. Yeah, keep an eye on those situations, because the candy canes and the 7 of Swords is kind of like sweet lies to me, to be honest. Okay, let's see what else. What else is highlighted here for you next week we're gonna have? Would be beneficial for you to spend time by the water, especially if you're trying to cleanse. Either by the lake, by the ocean, even in a swimming pool if you are not able to access the natural water. We have the turtle, we have the snowflake, we have another moon here. We have 3 moons here. No, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, pay attention to your gut. I feel like you haven't been listening to your gut, and your gut has been screaming at you, saying, hey, look at this. Hey, it's the right time to do that. Another thing, side note, you may be receiving a phone call, a message, DM from someone who you used to live with, or someone who you used to live with in the same town, or went to the same school. Someone wants to see you again. What else is here? The snow. The winter is over. It is time to let the winter go. This is very metaphorical for someone out there. You will know exactly what this winter means to you. It is time to let the winter go. Yeah, but someone is holding on to the winter time so much because of the memories, even though that winter was super freaking cold. What's your advice here? What's your advice? Listen, don't be like a dead fish, okay? Just going with the currents. Make sure you know where you're going. Next week is a time to make important decisions, especially if you want to make changes in your life. Anything else? Yeah, because if you, just like that fish that I mentioned, you will be running in circles in your head. Not much will be changing. You need to step into action next week. Recognize what you want to improve, recognize what needs to end, and go for it. Do whatever you have to do. This is a week of improvements, okay? This is the week of recognizing the shadow of your own, and also recognizing maybe who or what you've been keeping in your life that needs to go into trash. I'm not talking about people needing to go in the trash. Maybe some of you will say, actually, yes. I'm talking about things that you've been holding on to in your house for years and you're not using them, and they're just sucking the energy out of you, okay? Hope this made sense. If you need more content, find me on Patreon, and I will catch you in the next one. Ciao.